What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Manny. I got with me
Andrison.
Andresen, Andy, any of the above.
Call me what you want.
Welcome to Reform Nerd, where we find Jesus in everything, especially anime.
That's
How
right.
was that? That wasn't bad. That wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Although we're not looking for Jesus in like food or stuff
I mean,
like
we
that.
could. You know, there's like Jesus bread and stuff. Like,
I mean, you could
say-
try, yeah. But we're not looking for the physical figure at this point right now.
Yo, so check it out. Today, we're going to be talking about friendships. We're going to be looking at some anime. We're going to be looking at one of the greatest friendships in the Bible, David and Jonathan. So, David is the guy that fought the big giant Goliath, right? I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. Let me just put David versus
Goliath.
Goliath.
Goliath is believed to be a Nephilim, but that's not necessarily.
Yo, that David is
Explicit.
kind of too brolic, bro.
Yo, hey man, the fact that David could take down a lion and a bear, I would expect him to be that brolic. Absolutely.
Maybe he was just anointed by God and didn't need any muscles.
That too.
You never know.
That too, but God also prepares us, bro. Just saying.
But yeah, so David is the guy that fuck alive. So for, a lot of you probably just know that part of the story, right? What happens afterward is
Read your
that-
Bibles.
Read your Bibles. What happens afterwards is that David gains a ton of popularity, right? And over the years, people start liking David more than Saul,
Yeah,
which doesn't sit well with the king.
absolutely.
So then starts this like jealousy. Saul starts wanting to kill David. And there's this back of he actually attempts to kill him like 2 or 3 times.
A couple
during
of
this
times.
time.
He threw a spear at him. He's called armies to chase after him. He's tried to kill him a couple of times.
He tried, yeah. In between this, you have David and Jonathan, who are great friends. So you have this family feud in a way, and then you have David and Jonathan. And there's a point where like David doesn't know if like Jonathan is for him or against him.
You know the brother-in-laws too, right?
Oh yeah, because
David
Saul
Yeah.
gave him one of his daughters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they are like family as well.
Legit.
So, hey, look, brother-in-laws, you know. So, so there's actually a point. One of the stories is that Jonathan shoots an arrow. What is it with a message? I forget. No.
So the shooting of the arrow was the message. If he was to shoot it from
Yeah.
a specific area, that means run away. Don't come
run
back.
away, don't come, because my
Yeah.
dad wants to kill you.
Exactly.
So, in amongst all this stuff, we see that Jonathan and David keep their friendships to the point where they make a promise, a lifelong promise, where they promise to take care of each other and their descendants. And we actually see, and this is what's impactful about this relationship, is that we see this carried out even after Jonathan dies. So what happens is that Jonathan and his dad die in battle. And later on in the story, David
Way later
on, right? David has been king for several years. He finds out that there is still a relative of Jonathan alive. And back in that day, if you became king, what you would do is that you would destroy any relatives of the old king. Why? Because obviously you don't want anybody coming after you and killing you in your sleep.
No insurrections, nothing like that.
So you would go out and you would kill everybody that was part of that family.
Yep.
So David goes against all of this, and he hears about Jonathan's relative, and what he does is that he restores him. He takes care of him. The dude is like he's
paralyzed.
He's paralyzed, so he can't even walk.
Yeah.
So David, even after his friend dies, and against culture, he honors this promise that he made to his friend, and takes care of his family even after he's gone. So I did a class about this way back, you know, talking about friendship. But the thing that about this, about David and Jonathan that's impactful is that the trust that Jonathan had, that David, even if the tradition was for the king to destroy the family, because he knew, he had trust that David was God's anointed and that he would eventually be king. He trusted that David would deal fairly with him and his family. And then the question that I posed the class at that time is, how many people that you call your friends are considered the kind of friend that David was. Like, would you trust your friend with your family if you were to die?
That's a tough question, man. Just because, you're giving up one of the most intimate things, if you were to pass away, to somebody else, and trusting and hoping that they're going to take care of it. And that's really like, it's funny because it brings me a lot to the conversations we've had, like with our wives and stuff, and how I've always been kind of more of like very open to having people and being betrayed and stuff like that. It does make me think of like, how many friends could I really say are like Jonathan or like David, right? Like, how many people that can I truly say I trust, with access to like my house or whatever the case may be, and that I know everything's still going to be there and nothing's going to get lost.
And that they're going to look after like your family's best interest at the end of the day. And that's real. Like, when you think of a friend, what do you think about?
Yeah, it really forces us.
What do you consider a friend?
Well, a friend is not a yes man.
True.
You get me? Like, a true friend is not going to tell you yes for everything. A true friend's going to tell you, hey, what you're planning on doing is pretty stupid. You probably should not do that.
All right, guys. So I think that what we'll do first is do the anime example.
Yeah.
And forgive me, guys, because, all my examples are One Piece because I'm still catching up. I'm catching up. So that's kind of like the anime that's on my mind lately.
It's all good.
So
all good. I bring some variety.
Yeah, Anderson brings the other whack animes that are
this dude said other whack animes. You're crazy.
Like My Hero Academia, garbage.
Bro, listen, I love My Hero, but that's not today's topic.
All right, so check this out. We're gonna go over what I believe is one of the greatest friends that you can have in anime history, and that is my boy Luffy. For those of you who don't know how he looks like.
Really? Luffy is him. The greatest?
Bro, he will die for his friends. And he befriends...
But has he actually died for his friends?
No, because
Goku has. I'm just saying Goku has.
No. Goku died for his son. And for the world. But anyways, what I like about Luffy is that, he's since the way that Goku doesn't make friends like Luffy makes friends, in the sense of, a lot of the times Goku just like fights an evil guy, and somehow later they become friends. Somehow it's just like it kind of happens. But anytime Luffy meets somebody that's down and out, everybody in his crew in some way, shape, or form was either saved or held by Luffy, and ultimately become his friends and become part of the crew because of who he is as a person.
Yeah.
So here we have, I'm going to have to skip a little bit for copyrights, but we have Nami. And Nami is like a slave to like these fish people.
Oh, yeah, this is like first season.
Listen, look at that.
Help me.
And Luffy has like no business in this fight, and yet he's like, you know what? I'm going to hook you up. He goes in and he beats up this guy, gets her freed. Gets her entire family freed, and then she joins his crew. Then we have our boy Usopp.
Usopp.
Usopp is a liar. And ultimately with him is something similar. You have a bad guy that comes in, threatens his love interest, and Luffy and his crew help him out. And then at the end of the day, he ends up joining his crew as well. So everybody in his crew is like a friend of his.
Was he another simp that we should have used last week?
No.
Okay.
He's just a liar. He's just a big liar. We got Sanji as well. Sanji's just a little bit different, but he does join Luffy's crew because he wants to find the Old Blue, which is like a place where you can get like all sea creatures and stuff.
Okay.
Then there's this Chopper. He's like a doctor.
What is he?
A reindeer.
Okay, he's a reindeer.
Yeah. He's a reindeer.
Okay.
He's been ostracized by people. He thinks everybody's afraid of him. And Luffy comes in. He's basically like, I don't care what you are, what you look like. Come and join my crew. And he joins them.
I mean, I can't talk.
You hear that? I can't be your friend.
I can't be your friend or join your crew. Shut up. Let's go.
After that, Mr.
You gotta love anime, man, just for the crap that
So
that people
basically,
come up with.
that's how he makes all his friends. He just tells them to shut up and to join his crew.
No problem.
So, long and short, what the example that we see from Luffy is of a character that is willing to put his life on the line for his friends. And Bible verse for you. I won't be able to quote it exactly, but Jesus said, "What greater love than this for someone to give their life?" Damn, I'm screwing it up so bad. I'm ashamed of myself.
It's all good, man.
What
There's just thousands of Bible
greater
verses, bro.
love there is than to verse? I don't want to mess. I started quoting and I'm like, this is terrible.
John 15,
Greater
3.
love has no one than this, that someone laid down his life for his friends. There's no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. So this, my friend, is the example that we have for you today. Although I think you had...
I have a complete opposite example, bro, because this is right of a true friend, and we're talking about like fake friends. So, like I said, right?
Oh, wait, before you go.
Okay.
Danielle
okay.
did mention in the chat Robin. Yes. Robin comes in because they're basically doing like a recap. Robin's story is also pretty cool because basically Luffy is like, she's trapped. She's kind of giving up on life.
Yeah.
The one interesting thing about Luffy, and I'm kind of nerding out a little bit, is that he won't help you unless you recognize that you need help. It's kind of like Jesus in a way. Like, he won't just go in and like save you. It's like, look, I'm here and I'm willing to help you, but you gotta want the help.
I now understand why you like Luffy so much. Because that's you.
What do you mean?
That is you, dude. You're like, I am willing to help if you want the help. I'm not gonna go and just give you the help. Like, you gotta ask for the help for me to help you. Well, that is you, dude.
Well, I'm a gentleman, you know. I'm not gonna force you into anything you don't want to. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for the shout out, Janelle. That's really a good one, because he basically, in that scene, she's like, "I want to live," and she screams it out, and then Luffy goes in, and it's actually one of the greatest fights I think still today in One Piece, and it was like is in the early 2000s that it happened. I gotta show you that fight.
Yeah, show me that.
But
fight.
you had a completely different example.
Yeah, because
I
thought we were talking about fake friends, so I went the complete opposite
route.
route.
The real friends, you show the fake friends.
I went the complete opposite.
Because I'm a real friend and you're a
yeah.